Many people believe dating a Sigma female would be easy. After all, she's independent. She doesn't enjoy unnecessary drama. She respects personal space. She doesn't demand constant attention. From the outside, she seems like the perfect partner. But here's the truth very few people talk about. Dating a Sigma female isn't easy. Not because she's impossible to love, but because she expects something many people struggle to offer: authenticity. She isn't interested in superficial attraction or empty promises. She pays attention to consistency, emotional maturity, and character. She'd rather stay single than build a relationship that requires her to betray herself. That's why many people are attracted to Sigma females, but not everyone is prepared for what a relationship with one actually requires. Today, we'll explore 10 brutal truths about dating a Sigma female. These aren't flaws. They're realities that reveal why relationships with Sigma females are often deeply rewarding, but never effortless. Let's begin. 1. She won't chase you. One of the biggest misconceptions people have about Sigma females is that if they pull away, she'll automatically run after them. She won't. That doesn't mean she doesn't care. It means she respects herself enough not to force someone to choose her. If communication becomes one-sided, if she notices she's carrying the entire relationship, if she's always the one making plans or solving every conflict, she quietly begins stepping back. She believes love should be mutual, not something one person constantly has to earn. Many people mistake her silence for emotional distance. In reality, it's self-respect. She refuses to beg for the effort that should be given freely. And once she realizes she's no longer being valued, she often leaves with the same quiet confidence she brought into the relationship. 2. She sees through. Pretending a Sigma. Female pays attention to much more than words. She watches behavior. She notices patterns. She listens to tone, body language, and consistency. This makes pretending extremely difficult. Someone can claim they're honest, but if their actions repeatedly contradict their promises, she'll notice. Someone can appear confident, but if that confidence disappears whenever life becomes difficult, she'll notice that too. She's not trying to catch people making mistakes. She's simply interested in understanding who they truly are. That's why relationships with her often feel intense. She sees the version of people they don't always show the rest of the world. For emotionally mature partners, this creates incredible trust. For dishonest people, it becomes deeply uncomfortable. 3. She values peace. More than winning arguments. Many people assume strong women enjoy conflict. The Sigma female usually doesn't. She doesn't argue to dominate. She argues only when the relationship is worth protecting. If she realizes the conversation has become nothing more than blame, insults, or emotional manipulation, she often stops participating altogether. Not because she's weak, because she understands that not every disagreement deserves endless energy. She'd rather solve problems calmly than prove she's right. But don't mistake her calmness for unlimited patience. She communicates clearly. She gives opportunities for change. She listens. However, if the same unhealthy behavior continues over and over again, she eventually reaches a point where silence replaces discussion. By then, she's usually already deciding whether the relationship still deserves her energy. 4. She needs space, and it isn't personal. One of the hardest things for some partners to understand is the Sigma female's relationship with solitude. She genuinely enjoys spending time alone. She may spend an evening reading, working on personal goals, going for a walk, thinking quietly, or simply enjoying the silence. This has nothing to do with loving her partner less. In fact, solitude often helps her become more emotionally present when she returns. Unfortunately, insecure partners sometimes misunderstand this. They assume she needs space because she's losing interest. She isn't. She's simply recharging. The Sigma female understands that healthy relationships aren't built by constantly being together. They're built by two emotionally healthy people who each maintain their own identity. She wants closeness, but she also wants freedom, and she believes both can exist at the same time. 5. Trust means everything. Perhaps nothing matters more to a Sigma female than trust. She doesn't hand it out quickly. She builds it slowly. Every honest conversation, every kept promise, every moment of consistency strengthens the relationship, but betrayal has the opposite effect. A broken promise may seem small to someone else. To her, it's evidence that reliability has been damaged. That doesn't mean she immediately ends the relationship. She's often more patient than people realize. She listens. She gives second chances when genuine effort is shown. But if dishonesty becomes a pattern, something quietly changes. She begins protecting herself. She shares less. She observes more. She stops relying on words and starts believing actions instead. By the time someone realizes her trust is fading, rebuilding it has already become far more difficult than they ever imagined. Because for the Sigma female, trust isn't just another part of love. It's the foundation that everything else depends on. 6. She will never compete for your attention. One of the hardest truths about dating a Sigma female is that she refuses to compete with anyone for a place in your life. She won't compete with another woman. She won't compete with your ego. And she certainly won't compete with someone who keeps giving mixed signals. If she begins to feel like she has to constantly prove her worth, she quietly steps back. She believes that genuine love should never feel like a competition. If someone truly values her, their actions will make that clear. Many people expect dramatic confrontations or emotional ultimatums. Instead, the Sigma female simply becomes less available. She stops forcing conversations. She stops chasing reassurance. She lets people's priorities reveal themselves naturally. Ironically, this is often the moment her partner realizes what he's about to lose. Because when she stops competing, she usually starts letting go. 7. She will challenge you to grow. A Sigma female doesn't expect perfection. She expects honesty and a willingness to improve. She isn't impressed by someone who believes they already know everything. She's drawn to people who are willing to learn, admit mistakes, and become better over time. That can be uncomfortable, because being with her often means confronting parts of yourself you've ignored. She'll encourage difficult conversations. She'll ask thoughtful questions. She'll expect accountability when mistakes are made. Not because she enjoys criticism, but because she believes healthy relationships should help both people grow. For emotionally mature partners, this becomes one of the relationship's greatest strengths. For people who avoid responsibility, it can feel overwhelming. 8. She doesn't need you, she chooses you. This is perhaps the most misunderstood part of dating a Sigma female. She is capable of building a fulfilling life on her own. She has goals, interests, dreams, a sense of purpose that exists independently of any relationship. Some people mistake this independence for emotional distance. It's actually the opposite. Because she doesn't need someone to complete her, every day she spends with you is a choice. She chooses to invest her time, her trust, her vulnerability, her energy. That's what makes the relationship so meaningful. She's there because she wants to be, not because she's afraid of being alone. Once you understand that difference, her love feels even more valuable. 9. Once she stops caring, it's extremely difficult to win her back. Many people assume they'll have another chance if the relationship falls apart. With a Sigma female, that's a risky assumption. She doesn't make the decision to leave impulsively. Long before she walks away, she's usually spent weeks or even months trying to understand the situation. She reflects. She communicates. She gives opportunities for change. She hopes things can improve. But if nothing changes, something inside her slowly begins to let go. By the time she finally leaves, she's often already completed much of her emotional healing. That's why sudden apologies after the breakup rarely have the effect people expect. It's not that she has no feelings left, it's that she has already accepted a reality the other person is only beginning to understand. When a Sigma female closes a chapter, she rarely reopens it without extraordinary reasons and genuine long-term change. 10. Loving her requires emotional maturity. This is the truth that ties everything together. Dating a Sigma female isn't difficult because she's cold, demanding, or impossible to please. It's difficult because she expects a relationship built on qualities that require real emotional maturity. Honesty, consistency, respect, healthy communication, personal responsibility, mutual effort. She isn't asking for perfection. She knows everyone makes mistakes. She simply wants someone willing to acknowledge those mistakes and grow from them. She doesn't believe love survives through grand romantic gestures alone. She believes it survives through the small decisions people make every day. Choosing honesty when lying would be easier. Choosing respect during disagreements. Choosing loyalty when no one is watching. Choosing communication instead of silence. Those are the things that matter to her. And those are the things that determine whether a relationship lasts. Conclusion. The brutal truth about dating a Sigma female isn't that she's too independent, or too mysterious, or too difficult to understand. The real truth is much simpler. She refuses to build a relationship that costs her self-respect. She won't chase someone who keeps walking away. She won't ignore repeated dishonesty. She won't sacrifice her peace just to avoid being alone. At the same time, she offers something incredibly rare. A relationship based on trust rather than control. Freedom instead of possessiveness. Support instead of manipulation. Growth instead of dependency. Being loved by a Sigma female isn't about winning a game. It's about earning the trust of someone who values authenticity above appearances. And once you understand that, you realize something important. The challenge isn't dating a Sigma female. The challenge is becoming the kind of person who can build the healthy, respectful relationship she's looking for. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments. Which of these truths do you think is the most difficult for people to accept? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos on Sigma female psychology, relationships, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.